Hi, this is Liana with Gryphon Games and Comics, and we're going to do a quick run through of First Martians. Sherman's running the camera, and he's a little bit better at rules than I am, so he will pop in and answer some questions here and there. Basically, with this game, it has way too many pieces for us to feel comfortable putting it out in the store, because they're all going to get lost. So we wanted to kind of show you guys what this is like a little bit more in depth. So we have it set up here. This is actually a game that we finished playing, so this is basically set up for the end of a game. And the way First Martians work is a completely co-op game. If you guys have questions and you're watching live, definitely let me know. I'm happy to answer questions. So it's a completely co-op game. You are the first settlement of basically NASA, but they have another acronym, group on Mars, and you are colonizing the planet, and you are trying to improve your quarters and living areas without dying, preferably. The game is really well set up. It has, you can see the crazy rule book, but if you look down at the table here, you can see all of the different pods. This section is basically your oxygen and sun and farms for food. This section down here is your medical lab and whatnot. The bottom section is how you explore and build things. You can also see in this area here, these are your vehicles to go out and explore on the Mars surface, and this area is the area around your pod where you can go explore. There's also, yes, like that. So you take the little that's a froggy. So you take the little froggy out and stuff and explore different areas, which is great. The way the game runs is it actually runs off of an app in addition to just the rules and the scenarios. And it can be both, there are 6 intro games basically that are single scenario games that help teach you kind of how it runs. They're not necessarily super easy, but they have different levels, so you can choose easy, medium, or hard when you're starting. And then after that, you actually get into a campaign version, so you're going to be playing game after game and have different things affect your games, which is great. I love that as a scenario. So it's kind of, what are they called? Legacy games?
Legacy games.
Legacy games. So yeah, it's got scenario based and legacy games. When you're looking here, you can see that some of the scenarios actually have print-offs that you get off their website. You can do them on a piece of scratch paper too, but it's fun to have the print-offs there. And then there also are, so this is your campaign guides, because there's 2 different campaigns that you can run. Some of the scenarios have individual sheets here, so these are for different ones. There, I don't know what all we have not played all of these yet, so and then it's got secret envelopes for your scenarios so that you do not know what's going on there. And I imagine they're going to be putting out more scenarios at some point here. So just to walk you through a few of the things, there's a lot else going on. This is your area for your stages of your turns. You can see that there is morale, which you get here, and stress. There are tons of actions that you can do on your turns, but they are basically things like these squares, the green squares, actually are about how these different areas of the pods are performing. So these are, if they're red, you have to repair them because they break.
This is set up kind of like a control panel. So anywhere where you see these little guys get swapped out for red squares, and that becomes like a broken area that needs repairs.
Yes. Along the side here, you can see those are actually individual areas that are breaking down. So you get that's how things break more, and you have the cards there that you actually flip, and they do great things like, so your farm's breaking. These things aren't functional anymore, so you can't eat things. So they're very thematic. So you take away 2 food. This stuff up here is actually food, oxygen, and energy. In this game, you can see we actually ran out of food and we were starving at the end. So we were slowly losing health one by one as we went. This was this last scenario that we played, which was trying to get enough nutrients for our plants to grow better. So we actually had to go out and explore different areas of Mars, find the correct nutrients, and then bring them back. And we had to process them through the research lab in order to be able to use them. So, and we died. Interestingly enough, in this scenario, we died by when your stress gets all the way up, you you break out in a fight and everybody takes a wound, and Sherman actually killed me. So we'd actually finished all of the requirements of the scenario pretty much until Sherman hit me really hard in the head and killed me. So
stressful.
It's very stressful on Mars. My quick summary of this game, I suppose, it's a lot of fun. There's a lot of different options. You are really trying to figure out the exact process for things that you should be going through, and things are just falling apart around you. Apparently our Mars colonies were built very poorly, and there's all sorts of things happening, like fires breaking out and leaks in tents, and your vehicles break down all the time. They get like stand clogged and stuff, and you have to repair them before you can go out again. You have to research different things, so you're really trying to figure out where and when to do things. Even Mars, as you go out, the different tiles do different things to you. So some of them take away a life, like this one causes morale damage. That one doesn't do anything. This one has a question mark. What does that do?
Can't go past
it.
it.
You can't even go past there, so that's a giant cliff or something. So even the planet of Mars is really trying to kill you. And you're just trying to work together to figure it all out. There was something else there. What was my other bit? In the app. The app is fun. It does walk you through stage by stage of the game, and it's got very interesting music that gets a little bit old after a while, but it's fun. If you are trying to do something, basically a lot of things take 2 actions because every player has a handful of actions per turn. And so if you're trying to do, some of the actions take 2 people basically. And if you don't have 2 people to do them, then you have to take an adventure, and adventures can be good or bad. So then the app will walk you through that, and it can be things like, you get a concussion, like you roll froggy and you get a concussion, and then that lasts actually for like multiple turns, and the app has you continue taking damage. What are some of the other things? What other stuff do we go through? Do you remember?
I don't remember. It's a lot.
There's a lot of different stuff going on, and it's nice that the app walks you through it so that it's a little bit easier to keep track of.
It's also surprising. You don't have rules or charts that you're rolling on. It's just you go on an adventure and something happens.
Yeah.
We found a beautiful cave once, and everybody got inspired by the beautiful vista there.
Oh, that's right, and we were all super happy.
so there are unexpected things,
good and bad. It's pretty interesting. And some of the other scenarios, so we did the plant one. We did one where we had to build an extra farm because we didn't have enough food and we were starving. What was the other one that we did? We did one where we had to explore, and find parts for something. Something was broken and we had to find parts for it.
Lots of that.
There's just a lot of different options, and basically everyone has 2 to 3 actions per turn, depending on how many players you have. How many players is this? Is it 2 to 4? 1 to 4. You can play 1 to 4 players. And it is like 1 to 2 hours, although setup does take a little while until you get this kind of figured out. What else about this game? It takes a little while to understand it. It took us a while the first time to get it down. And thankfully the intro scenarios help quite a bit. Everybody's playing a different character. You want to show some of the character cards? So everybody's kind of got some different abilities. Like those are some of the other ones. And then you can see these blue cards that are under them. But these have special abilities that when you're playing individual scenarios, you just get them, but when you're playing a campaign, you have to earn them. So you start out without these, but these do neat things like let you spend morale to do various stuff. So you kind of see different characters do different things. So those are fun. What else about this game? Oh, the dice rolling. You want to walk through the dice rolling really quick?
I can try. So we've got actually 4 sets of dice here. These are your malfunction dice. They're going to add to these tracks. Every time you hit the top of one of these tracks, it's going to
cause something to break.
Cause something else to break. Or basically you're going to pull a card and something's going to happen. Those are those dice. Now each action you take also has its own set of dice, which are going to divide it into 3 things. You've got a success die, a adventure die, and a damage dice. So those three things are getting rolled on most actions, and it's pretty much either you're taking damage or you're not on that action. You're going to succeed, or gain morale on that one, and you're going to take damage or not on that one. And these guys have different odds of having those things happen depending on the type of action you're taking. So you're more likely to have adventures while exploring as opposed to building, for instance.
Yes, so that's fun. It's fun to take adventures too because weird things happen to you, good and bad. Yeah. What else?
That's it.
That's it. That's all you got.
Cool.
Anybody have any questions or anything?
Nope.
Got all this cool stuff. So yeah, we're happy to walk you guys through it. Basically, I think my quick summary, I don't know. It's a fun game. There's a lot going on. Once you figure it out, it's a really good time. This is one of those games that it's almost easier if somebody else teaches you rather than reading through all of the instructions. So that makes it a little bit simpler. You can see we still have it set up on our table because it takes a little while to set up and we didn't want to put it back out. That's why we're at the end of a game here. But yeah, it's a good one. It's good fun. It's great for people who like complicated games with a lot of different options, and it's co-op, but not so completely. Everybody gets to still make their own choices and do different things. So there's a lot of variety in this game, and you can't see everything coming and playing for everything. So it's a neat design. All right. Thanks, guys.